Good Monday morning and welcome back to another video. We're picking up where we left off at the end. I've still got stuff to do in the backyard, but I kind of figured it was going to be boring for you to watch me dig all this up and pull out a bucket full of roots. I actually also did the top, although that I didn't really dig in because of the rows there, so we'll figure that out, but at least I've put Mom in a better position. What I also need to do today, I want to get around to actually feeding all the roses. I'm not too sure about the camellia, but I mean I can always come back to that. And then there is one more rose over here, which I didn't do because basically I started in this corner and worked my way over. So I've got this to trim. It's a miniature. I think the only real trimming it needs, maybe I'll take the flowers off so we can enjoy them, but then just to kind of size it up a little bit better than it is right now, and maybe I can get back there and cut some of the ice plant out, and then do pretty much the same thing at the base here. I've got to clear out the debris down below and prep it so I can actually feed it. The prepping, let me show you on a different one here, really is a matter of, we've got rocks in the back. We want to create kind of a ring around it, and then I actually need to read the directions on the rose food because I want to make sure I do it right. But as I'm understanding, basically build a ring that'll retain some water, put some of the food in there, and then give it a really good watering. And then I think from there the sprinklers will take over in terms of getting it water when it needs it. And then I've just got to stay on a schedule of some sort for the food. Sorry about all the glare. I know that's, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I've got to do today. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of time lapse, but let's get cranking. And just like that, it's later in the day. I did not come back out after I got everything done. I'd got some rest in, that's a good thing. But you can see I scaled this one back, prepped the bottom, and watered it in. That's pretty much all there is to that. Coming around, all the rest of them got basically the same treatment. Tried to remove all the debris from down below. Interesting, it looks like some more has kind of worked its way in. But, I mean, there's the one there, there's the two bigger ones here, there's another miniature there, two more big ones here, and then finally one more of the larger ones there. And I got them all prepped, dug a ring around them, put the food, and watered them in, and pretty much ready to go. So that's it for today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Good Wednesday morning to you. Yesterday, I skipped a day, basically. Had some other stuff to do. Kind of an interesting way to start out here pointing at the garbage cans, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about, planet Earth here, and the fact that in many communities, including mine, and from what I've seen in videos around the world, the garbage cans, there's a color coding of some sort. Here in my particular community, green is for green waste, like all the trimmings from the garden and the weeds and all of that. And the black is for sort of general garbage, and the blue, in our case, is for recyclables. Well, this morning, one of my neighbors that I walk with happened to look in one of the blue cans that was out from one of the neighbors, and I don't get it with some of these neighbors. The blue can that they had left out was filled with wood, and I will show you the wood. But basically the idea is, wood is not considered, it is a renewable resource, but it's not considered recyclable. So it was just kind of interesting that they would do that. And I ended up with a pile and a half of wood. So I'll be taking some of that apart, pulling some of the straps off of that and what have you. I can throw that in the black can. But this wood would probably be good for something in the garden. It's IKEA wood from the base of a bed there. So yeah, I have materials. I am the budget gardener. I have some materials now to build something. But on to today's plan is to go back up there and get to actually digging again, and hopefully get enough soil today to finish this whole project, building a shelf under the trees, so I can eventually get to putting the irrigation in under those trees. That was surprisingly difficult to do, to get the straps off of it and get some of the staples out. Honestly, I thought it was pine, but it acts more like a hardwood. And there's a little staining I just spotted. But, you know, realistically, if this is just going to be for like building lattice work or something like that, for plants to climb, it's fine. I'll have to pull out the table saw and do that, but if you're curious, you can actually look that up by the number at the IKEA website and find out, because as I recall, they do list the materials used. So the strap honestly felt more, not so much like nylon, almost like Kevlar. Not that I have any experience with Kevlar, but I mean, it was really tough. Yeah, it just crazy, and the staples didn't want to come out too easily, so maybe it's just really good gripping staples, I don't know. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's move on to digging and see if we can't finish getting everything dug up and put under the trees today. Oops, I left stabilization on and killed the battery again. So it's a bit later, phone's recharged. Just wanted to give you a view of what it all looks like after I put 50 gallons more up there. I can see I still need more. Although looking at it right now, I could probably carve some of that out behind this tree. But anyway, yeah, I need to put more up there. As far as what I was doing up above, it occurred to me, now you can see I've got the pots moved over, that this irrigation that I set up last year, what I could do is actually bring it back towards us here and right behind the wooden wall. that would actually make more sense to have it down there. So in addition to digging sort of a flat area along there where I could actually put the pots, I'm also digging a sort of further trench right behind the wall so I can bury the pipe but only have the risers sticking up. And then ultimately I'll dig back, and rather than trying to excavate it all and sift it all and all of that work, I'm going to leave it kind of level-ish, maybe a little bit lower, and use the extra soil that's up there. And I've got what do you call them, garden bags that I got actually for Christmas 2 Christmases ago. So what I can actually do basically is just set up a whole bunch of pots back there and put everything in pots or in these bigger, like 3-gallon bags, and to do all my planting up there that way. That way I'm not having to go through all the effort of digging down and all the time that that's going to ultimately take, so I can get seeds in the ground sooner and get going. So I'm done for the day, but well, let's see what tomorrow brings. Good Thursday morning to you. Alright, I figured I wanted to give you a little bit of a perspective on what I'm trying to do up here with some of the parts and pieces. So you can see I've been flattening it out. You can see where the pots are. Off to the right here, hopefully, so my foot in shot as a pointer. That's the little sort of sub-ditch that I'm building, because that's where I want to put this irrigation pipe, this white pipe that you see. So ultimately the plan is I'll cut the pipe, I'll tee it, and then one branch will come this way, and the next branch will actually be capped off. It'll be going that way for potential future expansion if I want to move the irrigation further up the hill, continuing to terrace some point in the future. I mean, as long as we've already done this much piping, we might as well just be prepared. So anyway, back to the on this part here, what I'm going to do is take some of the smaller gravel and I'm going to put it in inside the landscape fabric and sort of sleeve it in there so that I have what amounts to kind of like a French drain. I'm going to put that underneath, and then I'm going to put the irrigation on top. That will provide for drainage from this area, as well as having the irrigation running up behind the wall here. So then I will have, you can see I've got one tee right here, one riser, and that's just going to a micro. And then I have another one right here, and I think between the two of them I'll have enough. I can run 2 micros off of each one, so I'll be able to move all of this into that little sub ditch. Meanwhile, I still need to do more digging, get more of this soil out, and transfer it over to under the trees. So hopefully now this perspective will give you even more of an idea of what I'm trying to do under here. So that is the plan. I'm going to see if I can move another 50 gallons worth of soil. I'm going to try and give you a decent perspective, and let's get cranking. hoping that all came through without quitting on me. I heard the phone make some odd noises while I was down below with my headphones on. But I managed to clear that whole sort of area. I'm going to do a little cleaning up. My shoulders are shot. They were shot yesterday at the end of the day. So this is enough work for me for now. I'm about halfway across with the ditch for the irrigation, but for me to try and attempt to do that, I'm just going to make myself completely crazy. Better to get some rest, come back at it. Unfortunately, we're looking at potential for rain tonight and through tomorrow, and then another storm coming by on Saturday. I don't know if it's going to make it in. So we're just going to have to watch the forecast. May not get anything done tomorrow, but I'll get other things done and I'll get some rest from this. So I'm going to do a little cleaning up, and that'll be it for today. Let's see what tomorrow or the next day brings. Good Sunday morning to you. Well, it's been a couple of days with some rain on and off, so let's take a look at a couple of things and figure out. I think it's just going to be a light day, but let's see what things are looking like. One of the things I was concerned with is we didn't have a lot of, it wasn't constant rain, it was just the occasional shower, but one of them was really a strong shower, and I had already noticed that there was some erosion here, and you can see that. I'm probably going to end up at some point this week getting more soil and throwing it up under here, but otherwise it's kind of looking like what I threw up there is holding fairly well. I wanted to take a look at this whole area here, and it looks like things have survived. We haven't looked at this in a while. So we've got a bush bean growing. We've got, didn't we have the 8-ball growing? Oh yeah, there it is. On the front, in the middle. Nothing with the yard long, or the patty pan, or the straight neck, or the, I can't read my own handwriting, the one in the back there. It doesn't look like I got anything else growing yet, but I mean, it's 51 degrees right now, so I'm not totally surprised. We haven't really warmed up yet. We did have some warm days, and I guess the bean and the squash, those two, it was good enough for them. We're also out of orange juice, so I'm going to go pick some oranges. Let's see how many have fallen into our little trap here. Well, we got one here. It's viable. It's a little soft, but as long as we get to it soon, we can cut it open. And let's see what else. I see one down there. I think that's it. So I gotta get up there, and I think the first thing this morning is just going to be getting up here, shaking the tree, see what comes off, and then picking whatever else I need to be able to make another pitcher of orange juice. Well, I just wanted to show you a couple things. One, I noticed something heavy must have gotten in here like a deer. I don't see other things knocked over or anything like that, but something made an impression there. And then I have a decent amount of oranges in the bucket, but I shook the tree and only a few came down, but then while I was trying to pick, a bunch more did, so I gotta clean that up. But that's where we are on that. Let's see what the next thing is. Okay, this wasn't part of the original plan, but these have been sitting in the kitchen for months and growing. Sweet potatoes. I tried doing one up here before as part of an experiment, So we've got the onion, which is doing spectacularly. The other seems to have just disappeared. I'll probably end up digging that up, and I don't know. But rather than putting it in the garden proper, which I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, I've got seeds planted. I'll have to figure out what to do with the onion, or just leave it in there. So rather than do that, I've got these containers up on the wall that I cleared out. And I got this one here. Probably has just enough soil in it. This one, I had a cutting from a plant, actually a branch that fell off, so I stuck it in there hoping that that would help it survive. So I'm thinking I'll just plant them both in here, and we'll just see if anything at all happens. I don't think I want these in the main garden. They're off here on the side, up near the fence. So I think that's what I'm going to do, just give them a quick plant. And that was pretty simple. I just put them in there with the... last time I think I put it down horizontally. Now they're sticking up vertically. We'll see. I'm not really going to try and water this or anything. But rather than throw them away, and I had this extra planter, so figured we'll give it a shot. We'll see if we end up with something. Okay, I think the next thing is I want to rein this thing in. The bougainvillea is getting kind of large, and then I've been noticing that this is getting a little overgrown, the hibiscus. So I'm thinking get the ladder out, get the hedge trimmers out, see if I can't just kind of box this up a little bit, make it look a little better. This one is suffering right now. It got whitefly, and we put insecticidal soap on it, and we're hoping that it'll come back. So yeah, let's just get cranking. I guess I should consider myself lucky. Me and cords and hoses and anything that can get tangled or caught. I just cut through one of the cables. I heard a popping sound. I'm hoping I didn't kill the hedge trimmers, but I've definitely killed a short extension cord. So I'm gonna go deal with that, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, I guess I got lucky. It only went through that cord, it didn't pop the circuit breaker, and I didn't get electrocuted. That's lucky, really lucky. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll start cleaning up. Just like that, this is done, and we'll take one final look at the bougainvillea. Alright, there we go. Try and get a look at it from across the street. So that's really the key, is what it looks like to the neighbors. So there we go. I think that looks a bit better. And with that, that's it for today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Good Monday morning to you. Alright, we're probably at about 25 minutes into this video, so I'm going to try and keep this reasonably short, but the plan today, with hopefully we can do it all in time lapse, I want to continue this sort of what I call the sub ditch, which is basically where I'm going to put the irrigation pipe. I want to continue that on. I'm going to take that soil, toss it up under the trees. Oh, look. More evidence that there was like a deer or something in here. Yeah, toss it up under there. And then I'm going to actually cut the pipe and reconnect it, or cut a section out of it and move it down this way. I also got to get some drainage stone in there, which will be wrapped in landscape fabric. That's just sort of my method of drainage. Once I got that done, if there's time left and if I have energy, I can go after trying to cut back some more of this soil here, and anything that I can I will toss into there until I deem that as being filled and ready to go there. Then I guess the rest of it will just go up on the hill here. So that's the thinking. Let's get cranking. Okay, well that was a fair amount of work, but I now have the irrigation moved where I wanted it, right behind the wall. I put in my drainage. I've covered it back up with soil. I will eventually level all of this out, and the plan would be to take this sort of bench right here and dig that further back, so I have a little bit more walking room up here. And then I can put pots, bags, whatever, with plants in them, and I just have a platform to put them on top of. And I had to kind of curve it back here, because when the hill slopes down, you don't want to go straight cut like this, I don't think, but also because I was hitting roots for the orange tree, and I really don't want to hurt it too much. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I got all this soil, this bench to cut back out. I'll take it down, I'll sift it, I'll throw some of it back up, and we'll figure it out from there. But that's good effort for today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Oops, I forgot what I'd said right at the beginning of this video. We're getting kind of long, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. And I'll say thank you for watching. I guess I'll pick up Tuesday. Anyway, I'll pick up on the next video, and we'll get to doing all of that cutting and sifting and all the rest of it. But we're making progress, folks. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of the ones you love. And may your thumb be green.